Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the evil that men do. Father God, I pray and ask that you help me to have mercy on others the same way I would want you to have mercy on me. Father God, I also ask that you help me to be quick to forgive and slow to get angry. Amen, amen, amen. These young dudes out here don't respect shit until you put the barrel in their ear and let the text spit. I just might catch a case on my next hit, remove their whole face on some special effect shit. So show respect, Drake, or I'ma have a flashback. Digging through the dresser like fuck it, where my mask at? Then mash back with the banger and damage shit and say fuck everything I learned in anger management. Hop back on some east side damage shit and push a nigga's top back when I let the cannon spit. Start planning shit, premeditation. I'm in love with the streets again, rededication. Casket or cremation when I shoot you down. I was built for the smoke like a hookah lounge. I keep big shit that sound like a bazooka sound, and I shoot quicker than ain't gotta be a hoop around. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Gun on me, it ain't never for show, homie. I'm far from a bully, but I'm never a hoe. Get out of line, my Beretta will blow. Real talk, we can take the beef wherever we go. I bring it to your front door like I'm Uber Eats. I guarantee you listen up when this Ruger speaks. Plus I maneuver through these streets like a ghost, and I'm handy with the heat. I cook a nigga like a roast. On me, homie, this is not a boast. I will still come through, boy, and stop a nigga's post. Play him close, man, Eric will ease it. Quickly off the waistband, man, and Eric will squeeze it. Leave you niggas laid out dead or paraplegic. Niggas playing in these streets while I'm very strategic. I come to your house dressed like the gas man, shoot you 9 times, leave you stretched by the trash can. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. I don't put shit on Facebook, I just holler in person. Put the pistol in your mouth while you hollering and cursing. All that shit you kept rehearsing and put on your live. Got your clap with the big 4-5, you bitch nigga. If you tell me to pull up, I'ma do that. That nigga who was whooping first nigga that I shoot at. Ski mask on my face, bystanders be like, who that? I ain't with the talking, bitch, boy, I thought you knew that. Leave his brains where my shoe at and bounce like I'm on a trampoline. Leave you laid out, nigga, like you camping on the scene. If you want something sweet, grab a peach or tangerine. Niggas won't smoke, well fuck it, I'ma let them handle steam. AR with the beam, you see the red dot? We tug on this trigger, nigga, it'll make your head pop. Blood pouring down to your shoes, call it Red Sox. Your brains hanging all over your shoulders like some dreadlocks. Expect the gang of dead off if they ever cross the line. The Lord said in the Bible, oh, revenge is mine. So I'm just trying to find a righteous path between the two. Before I lose control and do the shit I used to do. This being humble shit is new. I'm trying to turn the other cheek, but I ain't never been a bitch, so watch your mouth when you speak. Your mercy's what I seek, so I pray on bended knees. Don't let me get the K with the extended clip and squeeze. Lord, please. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps.
All right, y'all. Good Thursday afternoon to everybody, man. How y'all doing? Hopefully, we're gonna do this real quick. This one is gonna be a quick one, maybe an hour and a half, maybe. This is not a long one. It shouldn't be a long one, man, because I don't see how. And we just gonna be talking about what they've been talking about, which is selective outrage, right? We're gonna go into that a little bit and watch a clip or two about what the the defenders of craziness are out there saying about selective outrage. Right. All right. So first thing, man, first order of business, man, we got to thank our brother Eric, better known as Chill, better known as 16 to Life, for giving us this music, man, letting us use this music in the opening. Shout out to Brother Chill. You can go on over to his webpage, 16 to Life, his YouTube page. Got music. He's got animated cartoons. He's got music, stories that he's told. I mean, dude's got a lot going on over there, man. And Brother Eric is a good dude, man. Good, solid dude, man. Solid dude. He'll stand on whatever he tell you. He'll stand on it, man. He's a very solid cat. And I'm gonna have him back over here, man, because like I said, man, I got some stuff in the works, man. Trying to do some business with Brother Eric, man. But we're gonna get it all together, y'all, real soon. But anyway, man, go check out Brother Eric, man. Shout out to Eric, and appreciate you for stopping through, Brother Eric. Okay, that's Eric, man. He gave us that music. Let me check everybody in. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. Who came on time today? Y'all ain't gonna believe it, man. You wouldn't believe it if I told you, man. You ain't gonna believe it if I told you who's in the house, man. Let me bring him in, man, before his wife come home and then he can be in trouble, man.
You gonna fuck around? I'm gonna walk back out the door. I ain't seen my check yet.
What's going on, Brother Rico? What's going on, Brother Rico?
I don't have to be on time. I'm gonna be late tomorrow too. Goddamn.
Oh, okay. See, I knew Pearlie was right about you black people, man. Y'all like to be late. I knew it. What was that dude she had on their show?
Fucking with me in my African time. Leave my motherfucking African time alone.
I knew he was right, man. You knew he was right. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, man?
Good. I was just enjoying the rest of that video you dropped earlier. That was a classic.
Oh man, thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
That was some good work there. That was some, and it brought a lot of shit to the forefront that folks go. And my brother, folks gonna have to do some explaining. That's a lot of bread. Shit.
I do some explaining, man. See, and what he should have said is, "Hey, man, keep this under your hat."
And if he putting out money like that, I'm starting to understand why so many people are fucking protecting him.
Of course.
You know,
they want to get on their branch, man.
Hey, Anton, I really don't fuck with you. But if something like that was to hit my cash app, I'd reconsider my position.
No, Rico just gonna take your money. Rico just gonna take your money, man. Nah,
shut up, let me send the money.
Help him out a little bit, man. Rico just gonna take your money.
Let him send the money.
He's gonna take your money and flash it on Facebook.
Think about it. But I will say, if you sipping like that and putting money out there like that, I'm not all the way mad at the people who may be more pressed for the money,
right?
Looking past this shit. Right. No amount of money gonna make me look past certain things. But if you putting out that kind of money and people are down on their luck, I can understand people looking back. But that, goddamn,
it's a lot of money, huh?
That's some.
That's some
$20,000. I'm not $20,000 a month rich, Sister Risa. I ain't that kind of rich. And just for acting a wait a minute, and for acting an ass, I should be $100,000 a month. Cussing and acting a fool.
That's some easy money, man.
I never knew nigga what they called it on the Boondocks, nigga doggery. I never knew it paid so well. I didn't. I'm like, wow.
I knew he was coming up, man. I knew it. I knew he was at least paying Charleston. I don't know if he's paying. He probably paid them other people, man.
First class hotel.
Yeah, he probably paid them too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I was sure they was getting something, but I didn't know it was on that level. I didn't think it was on that level.
I know this. They better not call nobody else a simp no more, because that's some simp shit. and I'll be honest with you, right? Like I told you, that's a shame when Fresh and Fit is winning.
Man, I know that's what Risa
because they didn't pay.
Risa said, I got to do a respect for Fresh and Fit.
Yeah. But they're like, I ain't giving this nigga nothing, right? And it's like, hey, I ain't giving this nigga nothing. But Anton and Say Cheese, Man, they couldn't crack that wallet open fast enough.
Hey, I don't know why. I don't know why. What did they get that with so much? I guess they got more time to spend. I mean, Fresh and Fit, you coming down, you sit in the studio, and then you gone. But Anton was going all over the place with him, shooting content all over the place with him. He said he did it in Texas. He said he did it in Detroit. So I don't. I mean, I'm just guessing that's probably why he said that or decided to say that. Anyway, Rico, let's check everybody in first, man, before we get started. All right, first off is Risa Neal's in the house. Shout out to our resident sniper, Risa Neal, in the building, man. I'm telling you, man, coming in this chat, trying to play some games, man. Today is the wrong day. Risa Neal's in the house.
You're gonna be dealt with. You're gonna be dealt with.
You get picked off, right, man, from 2 blocks away from Risa. She don't play, man. I have warned people, and
Risa be like, I told you one time. One. It. Better learn it.
And all I'm gonna do is when you send me that email crying about somebody in the chat timed you out, I'm just gonna say, well, do you want me to let you back in? You know what I'm saying? I gotta say nothing else.
Because I ain't saying nothing to her. Like, Rico, guess who Risa kicked out? I'd be like, I don't care. I don't care.
Be like, hey, you know,
I ain't saying nothing. Because the sister don't miss. That's what I always tell her.
I just bring you back if you want to.
Don't get caught talking greasy.
Shout out to Risa Neal. Glad to have you in the building. Sis, what about Sister Eddie, man? Sister Eddie's in the house. Shout out to Sister Eddie. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Don't miss that. I'm doing the Bible reading just for you later on today. So
that's our wise, sageful sister that keeps us balanced. That keeps us from going too far.
Especially him.
Yeah, she'll always say something like, she right. Always. You're right. She right. But I'm going to get away with it, but she watching me.
I love Sister Eddie because she'll always ask that question that'll bring everybody back to square one, right? We all talking about it. She'll ask that question that'll bring us back to square one.
Yeah.
Reese will get mad and just Clarence, get back on topic, right? All right, who else in the building? Brother Von Bryan is in the building. Shout out to Brother Von Bryan. That's the man you need to go to if you're trying to raise money for a good cause, man. Get Von Bryan on your team. He ain't gonna let you sleep, man.
That's a brother you can go to for anything. Raising money,
man,
wise counsel, fellowship, brotherhood, you name it.
Yeah. Definitely.
And gonna give you the straightforward to your face, honest to God truth in a much more decent, respectful way than I will. But he definitely will hold you to account. And that's what I love about him.
Definitely. Hey, bro, we got Brother Ed Travels back in the building, man. Shout out to Brother Ed, man.
Hey, Brother Ed.
Glad to have you in the building, my brother. Good to see you. All right, Brother Ed, hang tight, man, because it's gonna be a minute before we drop the link, man, because we got a couple things to discuss here. But mostly we're gonna get on the selective outrage, man. Okay, Rico, I know you guys all been listening to this selective outrage with this Just Pearly situation, right? Where they saying that we as Black people having a selective outrage. Now I'm gonna play a video now about one brother who's going to pretty much encapsulate this situation.
Because my question is this: doesn't everybody have selective outrage? Everybody does.
You know what? See, that's
my thing. Look, the little hat community, their outrage is selective. The alphabet community, everybody does. It's what affects you and your community or your group. You are the ones that's expected to be at the forefront to call out the ill behavior. Others may join you, but they say selective outrage. But I'm like, I don't see y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, everybody. You know, if it's a gender orientation issue, you can expect the ill. That's why we know to stay away from certain things, because we know we're going to trigger a backlash from certain groups. For you know to stay away from certain things. Stay away from the gender orientation, things like that. So yeah, right. And he did, and I think when he was talking about selective outrage, maybe on a personal level. Yeah. But I don't think he was addressing it on a group or a community.
I don't think it applies to what we're talking about with the issue that's at hand here.
Right. But the
because
Just Pearly thing was racism. That's not a individual outrage, because I'll be
shout out to the
honest
great
with you,
kill.
when it's issues of a group offense, members that are not even a part of that group equally get upset. So when black people get upset about racism, good white people do too. You know what I'm saying? You can be racist towards a black person. Good white people do get upset about it, as they should. Now, we should get upset at it too, or first, but it's not like only us. I expect my white friends to find offense with what she said, not just me because I'm black. You don't have to be an ancestor slave if you know history to know, like, she's stupid. She shouldn't have said that. It's offensive.
But Rico, if you're a person that doesn't that's not with the whole racism type vibe, no matter what their color is, you're probably not going to hang out with people like that, right? No matter what their
Right.
color is, right?
Right. I'm addressing what they're doing, which was what I see her defenders. They're literally, it's a form of victim shaming. So you've taken an
Now,
offense.
that's where I'm going,
Right.
Rico. That's where I'm
You've
going.
taken an offense,
That's where I'm going.
and I'm going to tell you that you are wrong for being offended by it. So
But-
I'm not going to talk to the offender. I'm going to talk to the offended and say, how dare you take umbrage at being offended? It's the craziest shit. I'm like, it's the ultimate gaslight.
It's a pimp
punch you
mind
in
flip.
the face. How dare you get upset that I punch you in the face?
It's the pimp mind flip. I had to punch you, girl. You look what you made me do.
Right.
Look what you made me do. Now you got a black
knock
eye.
your teeth out. You made me mad.
Look what you made me do. Right.
You made me mad. I was like,
okay, so
go ahead.
Let me lay the whole case out.
Okay.
So the whole case is it's a removal of responsibility. That's what it really is.
Right.
It's
From
a removal
self
of
or another.
Because what happens is, I'm going to tell you, Rico, you are using selective outrage, getting mad at Pearly. You didn't get mad at this situation. You didn't get mad at that situation. So therefore, you shouldn't get mad at Pearly, right?
Right.
But what it really saying is, I'm not mad at Pearly.
So
therefore, I'm doing the right thing. See, you wrong. But really, you right. You should be outraged at that. You should be. Right. But they're trying to tell you wrong for being outraged because I'm not outraged. Therefore, if I flip it and make it like you're wrong, then I'm right. And it's the oldest game in the game in the business.
And then what makes the whole argument fall flat on its face and so infantilish in its thought process is because you can't say it. I'm like, do y'all understand when you're offering a defense? Do not be offended by an offender offending someone because they have today. So Clarence offended someone today. You cannot be upset at Clarence for offending someone today because Clarence offended someone yesterday and you wasn't upset. And it's like, no, yes, I can.
Stupid.
If anything, I should have been, you could have made the argument, you guys should be offended about it all.
Yeah,
but
put
you
this
do
too
not
with it,
remove
right?
the person that they're outraged about. So you can't defend Pearly. I would be like, hey, you guys are right, but you know what? We need to start going after everybody. I'm with that. But they're literally saying, no, forgive her because you didn't get mad at somebody else. And I'm like, that's utter bullshit. You can call me out for not getting mad at someone else, but that doesn't mean you pull my foot off the neck of the person who did this offense. Because I told everybody, I said, I do think the Pearly thing is the Kanye effect. We didn't hold Kanye to task for when he did because he was saying the exact same shit last year. And he was with the exact same white supremacists last year. And as a community of black folks, we tied ourselves into a knot debating because he was a black rapper that a lot of us like as to whether or not we should have upbraided and chastised the young man. And we didn't. And I think people like Jess Pearly, Nick Fuentes, who was emboldened by the Kanye shit, and several others saw us not, take to offense. And guess who got madder at Kanye?
Who?
And who canceled his ass? It wasn't us. It was the white people. They canceled him for everything. They canceled him for the racism, the anti-Semitic, everything. And we like to say, oh, it's only because I don't care. If that was what it took to get rid of his ass and, we got the benefit, good. But the fact of the matter is, I cannot say that it would have only been because of the Jewish thing. Maybe. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, they took action, and we should have been taking action right along with them, because they was offending both groups. At the time when he offended both groups at the same time. We stood down. They said, "Hell no, hold my beer."
Right.
So that's why people now, they know I ain't fucking with the little hat people. I say, see, and that's the benefit of not letting people like that get away, because now we are where we are today with Miss Haynes.
Yeah. And the cold part about it is, well, everybody, all the content creators run around, they scared to say their names. They're scared to say the word Jewish, man. They scared, right?
Yeah, scared to death. Because they done told them, they done put that bird.
That's what I'm saying.
They people say, you gonna put some respect on my name.
Exactly.
We did.
Exactly. But we just would. Okay, so here, man, let me play this. Let me play this clip.
Back with a new video, Pearl's apology and selective outrage. So I'm someone who I enjoy watching just Pearly things videos, short, as well as listen to the pregame, the long podcast. I like listening to that when I'm driving. Or just recently, I was whenever I'm working on my truck. Last time I listened to her podcast, the long live stream. What was I working on? I think I was working on my cooling system. I think I was painting. It was my water pump. I took my water pump out. I had to change the gasket and paint some parts and everything. But I enjoy her podcast. She makes great content. But she caught some heat. Apparently, so she caught heat for interviewing Nick Fuentes. He's a self-described racist, and he's been kicked off. He's been kicked off a lot of platforms on the internet, and she wanted to interview him to figure out why he was being kicked off, which makes sense. I mean, if you're interested, if you have a platform and you want to hear someone's side of the story to figure more things out, then you invite them on your platform. Makes sense.
Okay, he said it makes sense. How does it make sense, Rico?
It doesn't make sense. I mean, there's a minor argument, a very minor argument they have in the issue. I don't necessarily believe in or subscribe to this. In 2023, I'm like, what's with this insatiable need to want to understand the enemy or your enemy? So if you are diametrically opposed to my point of view, there always exists the possibility that you can learn something from the other side's point of view. There's always exists that possibility.
Okay.
But the vast majority of the time, if you've already formulated an opinion diametrically opposed to the other side, there's a small chance of anybody of either side changing either. It just doesn't work that way. Republican gonna be Republican, Democrat gonna be Democrat. People who have diametrically opposed views, there is little to no movement between. Both sides already know what the other side thinks and wants. That's why you're opposed to it. So what is the benefit and the purpose in having a conversation with people who hold a position that you pretty much know? Pearly knew that Nick Fuentes is a racist and a white supremacist.
Yeah, well, no debate.
If she's diametrically opposed to it and she's not that, what the fuck do you need to talk to him about?
That's my question. Like,
right? But I'm
why
saying
you
is
need to
right. But
why is
people
that a
always
concern?
want to say, they always use this excuse. You can learn something. I'm like, you can learn something from a fucking monkey. I don't see y'all in the jungle talking to them. You can learn something from, you can learn something from anybody. But that doesn't mean, for the most part, if you, as a fully formed adult, if you formed your views and beliefs, I'm like, you already know what the other people's position is. To me, it's an excuse for giving people an undeserved platform. Or at the end of the day, people do it for the controversy, for the coin. That's all it is. It's just
okay. Let's do it like this, Rico. There's some topics. Okay, maybe you might want to know about that doesn't involve the disrespect or
but from somebody. But we're talking about bringing someone on. That we're not talking about bringing someone on. And I'm trying to learn something from you about the nation, or I'm trying to learn something from you about skiing. But we have the same. We're within the same. What's that thing where they talk about the circles? I forgot what they call it. So we're related in a lot of ways, but not 100%.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? These concentric circles. But we're talking about when you're diametrically opposed. Like, no, my circle, no, even the most further outer edge of my circle will not interact with yours in any way, because you're a fucking white supremacist.
Right.
So, and I know what that is. It makes no sense to me. Anybody, unless you're doing it for a documentary, a news source, what the fuck do you need to talk to them for?
That's my point, Rico. Why would you even need to understand their point of view?
Right.
You could study behind the scenes. You don't have to bring them up publicly.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
You
can study
and see
behind
what
the
he's
scenes,
about.
Right.
And when you bring them up platform, right?
Bring them up publicly is you're giving them a microphone. You're giving them a voice. And people are constantly, and it's not just YouTube, even regular people have pushed back in the regular media. It's like which is why I like the Anti-Defamation League are very big on people, why they stay on people in the media, and they say don't bring them up. They don't play that First Amendment shit. They're like, hey, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Don't put them on none of the platforms that we support, because we already know the bigotry, the racism, the anti-Semitism that they're going to bring. Which is why, like I said, they don't allow the minister, right? You see so many places he can, because the people who are in opposition to him don't even want to give him a voice.
Right.
They already know. Now, I mean, he would come, he would be civil, he would be intelligent, he would have some smart things to say. They just don't even want to hear it.
Right.
We're the ones that saying, because there it is. We got to welcome everybody. KKK come with the hood and everything. We got to welcome them. It's crazy.
It's the money, Rico. It's the money.
It's
got a
the
question
money.
Got a question in the chat, Rico. Vaughn asked a question. Do you believe that her interviewing him was showing some type of support for his perspective?
Yes.
How?
Absolutely. How? I mean, I think you're showing support by giving them the voice, by giving them the platform. Period. Full stop. You got 1.5 million subs. Nick Fuentes is shunned from the internet. Shunned. Okay. This nigga ain't got Twitter, Instagram, nothing.
Oh, okay.
But you put him on this nigga might have got some converts, and you introduced him and his white supremacist ideology to 1.5 million people. You don't know. A lot of time when you put those motherfuckers up, they have a recruiting spike.
Maybe so.
They do.
Maybe so.
So when you get that, what is a Patriot Storm and all that, the Proud Boys, they end up, when they get out there in the public eye, people who've been like, oh, I didn't know nothing about it. So some white boy, as this shit hits the algorithm, now they looking them up and they're going over there and they're joining his fucking organization. So yes.
So okay, so
you may not intend to support them, but you can. I'm not saying that was your intent, but through your own fucking stupidity.
Okay, because remember Donahue used to bring those guys up too.
Yeah, he was doing it too.
You think he used to support?
Yes, this goes for anybody. It's the fact that you give them the voice and the platform and the outreach that a lot of those guys, especially hate groups, have to traffic in the dark. Hate groups have to traffic in the dark. You sit there and say, come on out into the light, and we're going to put you up. And they come out for a moment, and a lot of times they get their recruitment drives and their membership numbers go up because now people know where to find these motherfuckers. But for the most part, they're out there trying to traffic in the dark because they're worried about losing their jobs. They worried about public scorn, all this. But for a moment, Nick Fuentes was the motherfucking man.
Oh,
he came off in that interview looking like a G. Smooth.
No, what he did was
cutting everybody down.
He's slick.
Won.
He's slick because he let her talk. Right. Same thing he did with Destiny. Oh man, I'm telling you, Jason Black caught Destiny slipping too. And,
but see, and look at how he looked. So here it is, a white supremacist, and he's sitting there sniggering, laughing, and he got white people, and because again, whether they're racist or not racist, they still got that skin kinship. They still got that affinity for the light complected. And that's where they get weak. They're rarely, it has to be somebody that's scholared in race. Like I'll tell you, there's a guy, Tim Wise. People can look him up. He's an anti-racist that's been doing scholarship for 25, 30 years. Tim Wise, if anybody want to look him up, he's a white guy. 25, 30 years, he's been battling white supremacy and racism. 25, 30 years. It only takes white people like that. But those old neutral motherfuckers, I'm just going to be neutral. Those are the worst type of people to interview a racist, is a neutrality. They will run your motherfucking ass because you're too busy trying to be open-minded to an ideology or a position that's inherently evil, wicked, and wrong. There's no neutrality there. But these neutral, open-minded motherfuckers that come into the conversation, I'm sitting here with Lucifer. Lucifer, you looking good today, sir. And they get run. They get run. Even if they're intelligent. Because they won't take a position.
Let's finish the video, Rico. Let's finish.
Go ahead.
And there were people who there were videos in response to her having a platform for doing the interview. Like why would she have a racist on? Why would she have a someone who self-admitted racist on her platform? Why would she interview him? Why would she ask these questions? And there were some jokes made, and it led to her issuing up. Now this is the first mistake, and the thing is, I don't blame Pearl. She made an apology video, which I wasn't too happy to watch it. I did leave a comment on her video saying that I would, in case her or anyone else sees my comment, I was make a video response so they can go to my channel and check this video out. But yeah, I want to do a response to it because it was the wrong idea to make an apology video. She's apologizing to the woke, and I'm saying woke to describe the cultural Marxists, the people who are easily offended, who want to shut down all dialogue concerning things that they just don't like. She should never ever apologize to that crowd. In fact, if they ever even show that they're pissed off about what you did, you should double down. Because you pissed them off, and chances are you were in the right in doing so.
Okay. All right. Do any of you guys out there agree that Pearl should have not apologized and doubled down?
And I'm just like, how broken do we have to be to sit there and say she should have doubled down on saying that slavery was embellished? How broken do we have to be? Even if you are a supporter of her, this is what I'm trying to say. It's like, if you are a Pearl supporter and you deem that I am not going to abandon Miss Ann, fine. fine. I take no exception to that. But
You know what
the
that's like, Rico?
statements that was pointed out, ergo slavery. I mean, and that was this is niggas is gaslighting niggas. You didn't hear that. They're literally. That's not what she said. That's not what she meant. Niggas who ain't never ever laid eyes on Pearl, never will, never been within 100 miles of her pasty smelling ass, are going to tell you what was in her head. We don't need to know what was in her head. We know what she said, and we know the context that it was said in. That comment, she even herself caught herself and said, I'm going to get in trouble for this, and said it.
Well,
but you niggas are going to determine and going to say, no, Miss Pearly, that wasn't bad enough. You need to quadruple down on it, because if it makes them mad, then I know we right, and then you're black. That's the problem.
Oh, boy.
I'm not mad that she said it. I'm mad that y'all are okay with all of it.
That's the critical part. And they're not getting that part. They're thinking, hey, you're mad. We're mad at that. Well, most of us are mad at her, but we are upset with what she said. But the main thing is that we are giving her off ramp to just walk away from it and say, oh, well, I crashed the car. Oh, well, y'all clean it up. I'm gonna just keep on going. No. Come back.
Because you know, at the end of the day, we got too many young black men out here that are just, and I'm saying, and they always get butthurt, but I'm like, God damn it, who do we see in the car talking? I don't see a white man. I don't see a white woman. I don't see a black woman. I see a black man. That's all the fuck we see defending this shit.
Yeah.
So don't come here butthurt about, Rico, you hard on the man. Who the fuck is defending her? They want to keep acting like black men are not doing this. I'm like, come on, y'all got eyes and ears like I do. I don't even know who this kid is, but I'm like, he's one of a gazillion that are coming out in defense of this.
But
all I'm sitting there saying is, y'all just can't just move out the way. I'll be honest with you. You know where Pearl fucked up? Was engaging them, because they're making the controversy worse and longer for her. She could have just came out, gave a heartfelt apology video by herself, never engaged anybody else, never explained anything else. She already knew where she went wrong, gave a heartfelt apology, and 2 days later, this shit would have been over.
Right.
People who keep doing this is why it's not going to die, because we're constantly having a gut check saying, did we get this fucking lost? Because I'm sitting there saying, people, if you don't even care about Pearly, then just don't say anything. It's embarrassing watching the way, I'm like, I don't even think that was the worst thing she said. I think she had an oops. She just wasn't too smart. It was dumb. I can't shake my mind the way that these men are defending her as if she did nothing. What Pearly said would have got her fired off any job in America.
Right. Definitely.
What the fuck are y'all saying? She didn't do anything.
Well, I think. Well, anyway, let me say this. It's like this guy that's in the car. He's like, remember on Bonanza whenever they was having a baby, and it would be the guy standing outside the door, the father be standing outside the door, and they just bring him the baby. Like when the baby is crying, the woman is in the room, the door is closed, so you can't see what's going on there, but they bring him the nice cleaned up baby, right? And so he thinks that, oh, it's not that bad. You know, so he tells somebody else it's not that bad. Yeah, we were fine. We had no problem, right?
Because the woman damn near died.
Right. The woman's in there for 5 hours. And but the person that he told
for 4 more days.
The person that he told is out there saying that childbirth is easy. It's not that big of a deal. And so a woman hears that and go, what? A woman with like 2 kids goes, what? And he's like, yeah, it ain't that big of a deal. You ain't got that hard. It ain't that hard. Any woman is going to say, are you crazy? Childbirth, you got to pass through death to get there, right? So, you know, that she got to pass, the woman's got to pass through death, not only herself, but the baby. She got to pass through pushing the baby down that corridor, right? So, I mean, it's tough, right? So it's just the the way they think about it is because they don't want to think about it. In my opinion, they just don't want to. They don't want to relate to the fact that this is our origin has to do with the violence and the violence and the viciousness that we had to endure. They don't want to accept that.
I think
they love the Caucasian society so much that they don't want to see the reality of what's going on. You know, so but anyway, Rico, I'm gonna play some more of this real quick.
Even if you express an opinion that could be favorable, especially to them, you just make a video clarifying what you said, but never apologize. Don't ever apologize, because all you're doing is showing to them that you could be brought to heel, and they thrive off that. It's all power. They don't care about. Trust me, they don't care about the so-called. They claim one support. They claim the fight. They don't care about them. They're only a means to an end, and the end is more power. All right, so they'll create the exercise of power. And the reason why I don't blame Pearl too much is because she has a great channel, and she's zoom. She's I think she's only 26. She's young and ambitious. She's hungry. She has all these great ideas, but I also have to come to we have to come to terms with the fact that yes, Pearl's a woman. And women tend to not want to rustle any feathers if they can help it.
Nah, brother, you ain't gonna get away with that one. Nah. If we was out here saying, hey, having babies, that ain't that hard. It's easy money. Women will be all up our behinds. If we as men came out here and said, having a baby, man, y'all making too much out of it. You know what I'm saying? Epidural, that's nothing. 5 hours, 10 hours of labor, that's nothing, man. Y'all tripping. You trying to make it like it's a big deal. Don't make it like it's a big deal. The women will be be up in arms. Can't cut her no slack because she's a woman. If she says something that needs to be corrected, it needs to be corrected, brother. That's the issue. That's the issue. I don't know if she's racist or not. What she said was insensitive, and that's my issue. She said some really insensitive things. She might be racist. She might not be racist. I don't know. But she said a lot of insensitive stuff, and it needs to be correct. And we gotta nip it in the bud, man. Our Jewish friends, they nip that ish in the bud. They nip it in the bud, man. That's how come you say you mention them, you might get your channel shut down, right? But they got a lot of respect. So we got to be on top of this stuff, man. We got to start being on top of this stuff, and address it. All right, Rico, we gonna move on, man. We almost done.
Especially when there's someone else, wide-eyed as she is, So she made an apology video because I'm pretty sure she freaked out from the backlash of having Fuentes on her platform, and we just want the heat to go away. Which like I said, I didn't like it, but I get it. I understand why she did it. I'm not gonna totally hold it against her. I hope that she learns from the people who are actually been making videos talking about why what she did was wrong, and also the comments on her video. The people telling her you should never bend the knee, you should never apologize to people. I hope she learns from it and get back on her grind, because she has a great platform. Now the thing that and the reason I'm sticking up for her is because I watched the clips of her and Nick Fuentes talking, and the jokes that were made were nothing. To me, it was nothing. It was the thing about this comment. Slavery, how slavery has been portrayed in the media has been over exaggerated.
Oh,
okay. So, Clarence, we don't need to hear no more from this nigga. Okay, we don't need to hear no more from him. Right. We don't need to hear no more. See, and this is what I was going to say before I had to take my call. See, here's the problem. You're overly optimistic to these young men or generous in saying they literally, this dude believes that shit. They believe this. I'm sorry, this new generation, and I'm going to say it again, especially of black men, because they don't hear. I've been listening to them in this whole gender war, right? And somewhere, their leader, Mr. Samuels, and all of his acolytes have consistently pushed this theme about we don't care about your education. We don't care about your education. We don't care about your education as a weapon against black women, correct?
Correct.
My problem is this is the direct result of black men not giving a fuck about education. This is a direct result. This is the result of the black man war on education. You hearing the white man of spirit? They ain't over there saying that dumb shit. All them got college degrees. They care about being educated.
Right.
Our young men don't. They that's like the last thing they want to be is to read a fucking book. So, so what happens is we end up eventually with a generation of young black men who literally believe, I ain't seen no slave. Motherfucker, I ain't never seen one either. But I read about them. I studied them all through high school. So I know the real existence of them. Oh, I ain't never been on no plantation. Mr. CT, who can't believe in history past, but can believe in the future that hasn't come. So they will believe in, oh, one day we're going to have a time machine, but they don't believe the evidence of the history past. I'm like, we have standing plantations right now in America. They actually still have standing plantations. They have slave cemeteries all over the country. They have ships at the bottom of the ocean with the shackles where our ancestors were chained to. These niggas don't want to read. This is the result of the black man's war on fucking education. Not all. These manosphere motherfuckers. Their manosphere are constantly pushing this narrative about education is meaningless, that even these motherfuckers are saying, oh, I don't believe slavery was that bad. If we got men of his age saying slavery was overinflated, we got a fucking problem.
Definitely.
We got a problem.
I'm trying to figure out, but see, I already, it's like I was saying before, they don't want to. It was
a million times worse than anything depicted.
You couldn't even
and it doesn't hurt them, and they just will speak it, and did no scholarship, read nothing. Yeah. Will sit there and the first thing they'll say, oh, you can't believe the white man's book, but you believe everything on the white man's internet.
Right.
Stop it.
Right.
Stop this shit.
Okay.
Because we should not have black men saying shit about slavery that Pearlie said. But everybody that's defending her is actually, I'm like, if you want to defend her and say she's my friend, y'all stop fucking with her, let her go, fine. But don't defend the stupid shit she said. That's what I'm offended about. Slavery was fucking 1,000 times more horrible than anything we've ever seen on film.
Okay, Rico, where are these young men going to learn how to respond to something like this? Where when they come across it, how would they learn? It would start in
school. It would start in school with getting an education. That's where it would start. But see, a lack of an education, it's even difficult for me and you to tell them because they ain't even been educated. And it's not because here's my belief. I do not believe for 1 second that black men can't be educated, that they're any less intelligent. This is what's called willful ignorance.
I agree with you.
This is what this is. This is just being in a space where I even got a son like that. Just such a refusal to want to adhere to any instruction that you make yourself ignorant.
Right.
This is the same thing they'll say about women refusing to follow leadership. I'm like, you motherfuckers are refusing to follow scholarship, which is the very thing that will make us better.
Okay,
You're
but Rico.
refusing. It's like you can't read or you can't pick up a book.
Yes, but Rico, we have to show these young men how to handle this kind of stuff when they come across it, because some of them are good dudes. They just, for whatever reason, dropped out of school or got caught up in this or that, and they out here.
They got to read. They have
I
to.
know they got to read. I know they got to read.
And I'm telling them what to read. I'm just saying they need. It's simple. Educate yourself on the things of interest to you that you like, and on the things that you have not educated yourself on. Know and understand that. Just know and understand that. And don't be out here. If this man ain't educated himself on slavery, why would he make that statement? If he has no scholarship on slavery, he ain't studied nothing on slavery, why would you make a statement?
You don't know that, Rico. Maybe he has.
It wasn't that bad.
Maybe he has, and he just won't accept it. Some of our people just won't accept that information.
He ain't studied.
He don't sound like it.
Thank you. Come on, Clarence. Stop. We got to stop with this overly.
No, Rico. Some of these dudes are real slick. And
but what I'm saying, the people that studied it, even if they're going to deny it, they're going to deny it from a place of intellect. Okay. This shit ain't from a place of intellect. Okay. So you're going to be smart, study, and you're going to deny it for intellectual reasons. These motherfuckers are just saying, I don't believe it because I ain't see it. Like, just be quiet. Just don't talk. You can't be doing that, because then what you're doing is real people who have studied, who have scholarship on the subject, you're sitting there making their job harder for people that are trying to educate about a subject.
But our job is going to be hard,
right? But I'm saying, I would just say to anybody, if you're not, for things I don't know about, I just shut the fuck up.
Now, that's a good policy.
Study those subjects.
That's a good policy.
Because I just don't know.
That's a good policy. But Rico, there's gonna be people out here that our people gonna run into like this, right?
I know.
And they're going to try to mind mail them or Vulcan mind mail them into believing that,
these boys be sitting around drinking beer. He be done converted 15 motherfuckers to that in one afternoon over a couple of beers.
All his friends are white. No.
He'll convert the black ones. He'll convert the ones just like him with no scholarship that's gonna believe the same. You right, man. It wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
I don't think he has any black friends. I don't think he has any, or not too many. Not too many. I mean, the way he was talking,
they all believe that same dumb shit.
Yeah, thank you, because nobody else would hang out with him with that understanding. So now, and this is for everybody in the chat, all of us. What are we gonna do when we are confronted with somebody like this? Are we gonna let them continue and not, at least try to, especially in a public space where they're giving people information? Shouldn't we try to offset that information? Because
they need to be called out for that misinformation.
That's what I'm saying, Rico. Because you can't just sweep them under the rug, man.
And you can't ignore it.
That's what I'm saying. When you keep sweeping them under the rug, they grow, yeah. And then the next thing you know, you got a serious problem. You got an infestation.
Do you know what this guy's channel is?
Yeah, I know what his channel is. Let me see what his channel is.
Because he may have a huge following. And if he has a huge following, he dropped.
He's got Mossy 500A, and he's got 5,000 subscribers. He's got a pretty nice sized channel. But
so he don't put that information out. I'm gonna got about 1,000 how many views?
He got 159 views on it. So I don't think
34 thumbs up and everything else. So and that one
saying I don't think the Brotherhood is feeling them.
I don't know. I just do be concerned about people who, which you go back to why we said why Pearlie should have never had Nick Fuentes in the first place, is when you have a very large following and a very large platform. They say the power's not being used for good. That's used.
Well, everybody's not going to use it for good, Rico.
Huh?
Everybody's not going to use it for good.
Right, I know. But the whole point is, don't use it for evil.
You shouldn't.
Right.
You shouldn't. And you
Right.
got a lot
That's
of
what
them
I'm
up.
saying. If you use it for evil, then, like I said, we have to push back on it. And that's why I think the black community was outraged, justifiably so. And it's foolish that you got people like him, Mr. Daniels, Angry Girl, and the rest telling people that they got that selective outrage. It's insane. It's
And
insanity.
And I'm sad to say it, if Kevin Samuels was here, he'd be rounding out that posse too, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Rest
I
in peace.
believe he would be covering for her as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Oh, but TLA little sissy ass did it last night.
Cover for her again?
Yeah, he did a 4-hour stream. I didn't see the previous one, but he did the same bullshit. I don't think she's this. I'm like, why got to be somebody with y'all that y'all know? But you would,
Hey, you know what? I did hear about a little bit of it. So you know what he said? You know what his defense was?
What?
She got a lot of black people working for him. I say Thomas Jefferson did too.
George Washington,
they had a lot of black people working for him too.
A whole lot of them. And like that's the craziest thing is the ideology that they. And the problem is that they equate everything to money. And it's like, yes, she's got a lot of black people working for her, but she did not hire those motherfuckers just to give them free money. She working the dog shit out of them. And she getting them to do work. She's making capitalism itself. For every $100 that I pay you, I gotta make $200. See what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get off of your sweat equity. I'm gonna profit on. You're gonna do $200 worth of work that I will bill or I will make money off of, but I'm only gonna give you $100. I did no sweat equity and I made $100. But yeah, I want you to kiss my ass for it. But you generated $200 for me. I only gave you $100, and Clarence kissed my ass for it.
Well, I'll put it like this: if I was a boss, I would work them as hard as I could. I wouldn't ask them to kiss my ass, but I definitely work them as hard. So the real issue is, just because she got a lot of black people working for it doesn't mean that she's not racist. That's irrelevant to that question, right?
Here's the reality: maybe she got a lot of black people working for her because maybe a lot of white people wouldn't. Or maybe, a lot of times when you see a setup like that, I'm like, they know who they going to work for and they know what you're doing.
Well, maybe like it was suggested, maybe it was easier just to pivot into that square.
So how would she have looked? Oh, she didn't have to hire all those black people. If she didn't hire all those black people, she probably wouldn't have got as big as she did as quickly as she did.
Exactly.
Okay, because ain't no way in fuck what all white content creator, all white crew, all white everything is blowing up on the support of black people. None, because we're not going to support that. But seeing her space where she's the little drop of vanilla in a sea of chocolate made it easy. So that was a mind trick. That was another method to fuck you dummies over. So that whole she gave them a job means nothing.
Shout out Brother Anderson. Shout out to Brother Anderson.
It just means absolutely nothing. And the fact that him as an attorney is disgusting.
Well, you know what? I didn't see the whole thing, but I remember him saying that, she hired a lot of black people. I was like,
I don't need to see all of it.
Thomas Jefferson had a lot of black people working for him too.
That's a fucking sellout ass argument. That's just a sellout coon ass argument, period.
But the issue is, why is she so insensitive to that situation as far as slavery? And that opens up the fact that she's not have the connection that she is portraying herself to have to you.
I'll put a bow on it right now.
All right, roll on it.
When that bitch said she wasn't for reparations, we should have been done with her.
Yeah.
Because my issue is this. Why she ain't for reparations because she don't understand how it's going to work. Why the fuck you need to understand? Number one. Not that it wouldn't work. She don't understand why it would work. So if the American government said tomorrow, we cutting reparation check, we need Miss Pearlie to sign off on it. She blocking your bag.
Right.
Number two, She ain't state no position on reparations to all the different individuals and communities that the U.S. have paid reparations to before. Where's our opposition to the reparations that was paid to the Japanese in the internment camp? Oh, that was okay. Where was her opposition to the reparations that was paid to Native Americans? That's okay with that. She only got problems with us getting reparations.
Yeah. So far. So far.
So there's your higher black people fucking argument. She's in the way of our generational wealth and people who look like her and think like her, and you niggas is supporting it. And what disgusts me the most, I'll say about TLA dumbass. Pearlie, I don't even blame that much. You know why?
Why?
She's young. She's still, I mean, I totally disgust and fuck her for everything she said. But she's young, she's stupid. And when she said the shit she said, it was on the fly in the moment. She wasn't prepared and was just dumb, right?
Right.
But when I look at this piece of shit on the screen, Angry Girl, that piece of shit, the TLA, you know what really blows me about them the most? Is they had the benefit of time and knowledge to take in everything that she said. And yet they still come to that fucked up conclusion they come to. If you if they didn't know about all the stuff, didn't know what she said, it was dropped on you at the moment, and they fumbled, that's one thing. But it's like, guys, y'all had a whole week of this controversy. Y'all see all the backlash. And for whatever reason, y'all the special Negroes that can see through the racism to see that it really wasn't racism. Y'all got special nigga vision. When all the rest of us see racism and white supremacy smacking us in the damn face, y'all got special nigga vision to see these small nuances that say it wasn't. If y'all don't get the fuck out of here.
Rico, what you talking about? Special nigga vision? What?
That's what I guess Angry Girl, Tampon Daniel, that little bald head, because I'm like, how can y'all sit there and gaslight us in our face and tell us what's textbook racism isn't?
Wow. Oh man, I got to remember that one. I have to remember that one. Okay. All right, y'all. This is gonna be a clip from Anton Daniels, and he is discussing I guess your favorite YouTuber. Rico is up here, and he is throwing a blanket over Pearlie, another blanket over Pearlie, right? Shout out to We On Lock, man. By the way, shout out to We On Lock. If you haven't already subscribed to We On Lock, man, get on over there and check out We On Lock. Oh, and Dr. Hood, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to Dr. Hood, get on over and subscribe to Dr. Hood. And Ed Travels, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to Ed Travels, get on over there and subscribe to Ed Travels. All right, y'all, let's take a look at Anton. Anton is talking to Rico's favorite YouTuber.
Back strong for the black community. That's what Blessing said. He said that guy stands for nothing. He said it just like the man in Blood Diamond. Said that guy stands for nothing.
This is Anton. He's talking about the guy Blessing that works for Pearlie Things, and the Blessing is talking about some guy. We'll find out. I forgot, man. I was watching this earlier. I forgot.
Amazing. Amazing. See, the one thing that I know for sure, and two things is for certain, is this, right? Nobody is going to get canceled. Nobody is going away. Nobody is losing any subscribers. This is just a pandering session. And the interesting thing about it is that I always advise people not to ever move based off of the initial reaction and emotion of what happens within the sphere. Never. Never ever move off initial reaction. Sit down, chill, make an informed decision, and then stand 10 toes down on whatever it is that you represent. If you a person that does not align with people just based off of the color of their skin, but you align based off of the character or whatever, be that way consistently the entire time. It doesn't matter what people call you, don't matter what people say, because eventually.
Wait a minute, Hov. Charleston White got bad character, man. Charleston White has bad character, brother. You get down with people based on their character, right? Here, man goes out and threatens to ARP a 6 and a 7-year-old girl. But you get out with their character. He said that Chinese people, they are godless. He said they have no God. They're going straight to hell. Did he say it? He said it. He said Chinese people going straight to hell. He said when they die, they're going straight to hell. And guess who he said they're going to hell with? He said they're going to hell with the LGBT community. This is your homeboy, huh? You based on, okay, Anton, you basing your thing on character, right? Oh, Clarence, when did Charleston White say this stuff? It had to have been 10 years ago. No, partner, it was weeks ago. Some of this stuff was like less than a week ago. He said he was gonna let's go over Charleston's resume. He said he was going to ARP a 6 and a 7-year-old little girl. He was going to sodomize them. Is that right? Yes, that's right. He said it. I got to go in my catalog and go watch it for yourself. He said that Chinese people, and they don't have a God. He said they're going straight to hell as soon as they die. Did he say that? He did say that. Y'all can go back in my catalog and check it out. Not only that, guess who he said Chinese people was going straight to hell with? He said they're going straight to hell with the LGBT community. He said all of them going straight to hell. Mr. Christian? Holy smokes. Man, I gotta say one thing, man. You know how to pick them. You know how to pick them, man. When you pick somebody by character, man, woo, you know how to pick them. And this dude he hustling backwards, and he gonna have you soon enough hustling backwards. He got you already hustling backwards already, right? You have big situations that you had to turn down because of him. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Let me let you keep talking, man. You the Big Mac Daddy, so let me let you go ahead and keep talking.
What happens is, after all of the noise calms down, the wash is going to be clear about who's real, who's not, and then who's in the game for the right reasons and who's been moving based off of shady business, right? If you've been the pro blackety black the entire time and you all about black men or whatever, so on and so forth, then stand on that and be on that 100% of the time. Like Alicia said, draw your line in the sand and stand on that. Don't go back and forth based off of however that you feel at that particular time. Just be consistent the entire time. The entire time.
Like I was, hey, I'm consistent. Like I was. Should I play the video where he came over here and I was trying to get somebody? No, I don't even want to put that other YouTuber out there. You came over here, me, you, and this other YouTuber. You came over here twice, and we tried to hammer that out because this dude was going at your family, right? You even threatened him. You threatened violence to this man, right? I ain't making nothing up. I'm telling you the truth. That's when you was a hardcore, I guess Detroit Crip, right? I guess, I don't know. That's what you was pushing at that time, right? I'm trying to help you, brother. I really am. I really wish that you would see where this is going, and maybe you could talk to your brother Charleston and get him to apologize to these little girls. So old man like me could just go away. I'll leave you alone. But until then, I can't sleep. I don't know. I don't want no woman walking around thinking that, man, black men don't care. Black men ain't gonna say nothing when you threaten little kids with sexual violence. Black men ain't gonna say nothing when you. Oh, I forgot about him admitting that he used to rape women. I forgot about that. They used to ARP white girls. They used to not only ARP them but drug them. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. I know, brother. It's not him. It's the people around him, brother. It's the people around him that hopefully will see this little message and say, you know what, let me think it over. Shout out to Patrice. Hopefully they'll think it over. We on lock. Hopefully they'll see some of this and they'll say, you know what, maybe I need to investigate Charleston myself. And investigate Charleston yourself. I'm not picking out bad clips of him. It's too many clips. I have to pick the one that I think is the shortest. Charleston got so many clips of saying so much stupid stuff. And but you're holding his hand. That's not a good business move, in my opinion. That's not a good business move. Charleston is gonna get you shut down, brother. With the racist bombs, he admitted that he used to rape people. I mean, and he's not admitting it like with remorse. He's admitting it like with glee, like to encourage others to continue that behavior. You hooked up with the devil, right? You like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, right? Walking down the way and going to see the Lord. Hey man, we going to see the Lord. We going to see the Lord. We going to see the Lord. They got to the Lord. The Lord said, What's cometh thou, Satan? He said, hey, what you doing here, Satan? Them three dudes said, Satan, where's Satan? This our friend. We picked him up. He said he wanted to roll with us to go see you. So we let him roll with us. What's the problem? God said, no. Player, y'all didn't recognize him. See, you didn't recognize him when you saw him. I recognized him as soon as I saw him. I knew exactly who he was. Right? Sometimes we don't have our vision on. Shout out to Tariq Tucker. And I'm going to warn you, Tariq. We don't talk like that in our chat, man. But I understand, brother. It's your first time here. I get you. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have no problem with the pushback. But we just don't talk like that here. Okay? So, he said that she didn't punch anyone in the face. What are you talking about, man? I don't know what Tariq Tucker is talking about, man. But shout out to you, brother. You hang around, man, and you want to push back on us, we'd love to have you come up here, man. Give us about another half an hour, and we'll have you come up here. Meanwhile, yeah, I see the true believers are filing in. So come on in, man. We welcome you. The more the merrier, man. You can show me that it's a good thing to threaten to ARP little girls, admit that you a rapist, drop racist bombs on everybody.
But I think he said that broad said something. So is he talking about Pearly?
She didn't punch anyone in the face.
Yeah, I think he's talking about Pearly.
She punched the whole. Oh, I see what he's saying now. You're right. Tariq, she punched the whole community in the face.
Yep.
She punched the whole community in the face, brother. That was just uncalled for. And so it's not her job to correct that. It's not her. It's not on her to correct that. It's on us. It's us.
And
it's on us
if you don't take offense, you don't take offense. But you can't tell somebody else they can't take offense.
Shout out to Critically Drinking, by the way. Shout out to Critically Drinking.
That's all.
If you haven't already subscribed to Critically Drinking, what is you doing? Get on over there and listen to Arshawn and Yellow and the crew and bring the crew over there. They dropping some knowledge over there, my man. All right, let's see. Let's get back to AD, man, AD is gonna still try to keep giving them cover, man.
Don't switch up on us now. Switch up on us now. Because eventually, everything is going to come out into the wash. Shout out to Chaotic for putting on an incredible show. Incredible show on Tuesdays. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, to the Lapeef Network, and also over to Chaotic's channel. I want to read some from there. Let's go into it. Well, without further ado, I think that we need to go ahead and include somebody else on this conversation, and that is our beloved brother who loves to give the greatest content that I've ever reacted to in my life. None other than the beautiful Dr. Umar Johnson. Shout out to the
now let me. I mean, no doubt, Umar says a lot of good stuff, but I think Charleston is the gift that keeps on giving, man. He's absolutely the gift that keeps on giving, man. He just keeps going on and on and on and on and on.
But what is he trying to say about Umar Johnson?
Umar Johnson's going in on this dude saying that, you know, these kind of things that's going to happen to you when you messing with white girls. Get into that a little bit.
Married to one, or you putting money in a pocket and employing them. You giving them a job. Either you're married to one, or you putting in money in a pocket by giving them a job. That's the only way. The only way that you can say that you support black women is if you're married to one or you're employing one. Because in both instances, they're under your covering. You have control over what happens to them. And so I don't want to hear anything from anybody that says they do whatever it is that they do. No, you're operating based off of a transactional basis that allows for you to be able to get some browning points, some feel good, or some pussy from them. That is not supporting black women. The only way that you can say that you support.
How is employing someone putting them under your covering? Because by that logic, then we're under white men's covering, right?
Correct.
See what I'm saying? By that logic,
black women are actually under white men's covering. Yeah, correct.
Huh?
I said black women. By that logic, black women are actually under white men's covering. Yes.
Black women and black men.
And black men.
You see what I'm saying? So you see how he's subjugating you all with that logic. Because we all ain't married to each other. I'll give you the marriage thing, but the employment thing makes no sense.
I just
95% of us are employed by.
What I say like this, he limits it to that. Now, if you have if you're employing, okay, yeah, you are supporting them if you're employing them, but it's not just limited to those two instances. We look at the work we doing next week, Rico.
No. But what I'm saying is this: it's no way that logic fits.
Well,
if you're employing them, they're under your covering. Or I don't even subscribe to the point that if you're employing them, you're supporting them, because that's not how capitalism works. The way capitalism works, actually, the employees are supporting the employer, because the benefit is to the employer, not to the employee. Labor in America and capitalism is a structure where the top of the hierarchy benefits off of the labor at the bottom. So in essence, employees who go to work for employers are supporting their employer, who makes the vast majority of the equity in the relationship. It doesn't go down, it goes upward. The support.
Yeah,
the covering argument is like, then in essence, we're all under which is covering, I guess, is the protection and just whatever. It's like the work, and I've watched some TED Talks and studied and did some reading on the exploitation, which was this capitalism born out of the Gilded Age and so on and so forth, it's the structure that we live under. I'm not knocking it, but it is about the effort of the workers, generally at the bottom. The bulk of their effort goes to people at the top.
Okay.
The employer. It's not the employee, because you pay an employee a marginal amount for what they produce. Your production is greater than what you earn. And for every employee on the job, their production is more than what they earn. So what you put in your pocket and walk away with is less than what you produced that day. And that's every day that you're on the job. Every fucking day. If you do your calculation, you say, oh, I make about $100 a day. You better believe you've created $150 worth of production. That other than that, without that, they will not hire you. That's the system. It's not even white people. It's structured for the people who invest money to make money off of your labor.
But typically it's 4 times whatever you're making per hour.
Oh, okay.
Let's say you're making $25 an hour.
They
so
getting
for every $25 an hour you make, you producing $100 worth of
earnings,
value for them.
Something exactly.
Right, for them. Right. So that's
who's supporting who by that economic fact and capitalistic fact. And we just know that that's the system. Not knocking it. I'm not anti-capitalist. None of that. Who the fuck is supporting who? So I just think for him to say that and then to put that out in the ether, oh, if you ain't hiring them, you ain't supporting black men. I'm like, that's bullshit. Your job.
Now that's where I'm going, Rico. I'm going because I think that that's a good thing that you hire black women.
Sure.
They should be supported. I think that it's a good thing.
It's a smart business move.
Okay, and I think it's a good thing that they're getting married. I think those are
Sure.
two good things.
Sure.
But here's the problem. I don't think that we can limit that you don't support black women if you're not married to one or if you haven't hired one, because everybody might not be in a position to do those two things. So, but what you can do is like what we're doing. We trying to talk to these young men to maybe.
But what I'm saying is, you're right, because I wasn't even gonna stop. I was with you 100%. Like those are the only 2 ways you can support black women. It's nonsense.
That's my issue with it.
There are plenty of other ways, but I'm just looking at the 2 ways he named, which he said is the sole 2 ways you can support them. One of the 2 is completely wrong. It's completely wrong. An employer? No. Now, if you want to do the marriage thing, I'm like, okay, I'll give y'all that. The religious, I don't even, and I would even argue with the marriage thing. Y'all covering each other. The man is covering the woman, the woman's covering the man. But whatever. If you want that, I'll give you that. I'm booting your ass through the field goal when you bring that employer argument into it.
Yeah, see, that's where we're gonna
because even if you compel me to accept that argument, then guess what? Black men are under the covering of white men. As is black women.
Oh well, the covering. I don't know.
That's what he said.
Covering. Okay, so I'm gonna take the covering out, and I'm just gonna say you supporting black women. If you hire black women, you supporting her.
No,
you may not be supporting her. But you supporting her as far as giving her an opportunity to work and invest with the company.
I don't believe any employer supports any employee. Black, white, blue, green, man, woman, nobody. That's not even the structure. They give you a job. I agree that. I need a job. I'll give you a job.
I mean, come on.
However, if I don't care what you need, if you can't produce, you ain't getting it.
Yeah. So of course, Rico.
Right, but what I'm saying is that's the dynamic. So to describe it, I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere where they say, giving somebody, we think that because you're like, he needed a job. And I get it. That's my need. But my need only gets me employed if it aligns with the need of an employee somewhere who needs. How many times have you needed a job and they tell you we ain't fucking hiring.
Right.
That's just it. So
Right.
your needs doesn't mean anything.
Right.
If we ain't hiring, too bad.
Right.
But so the whole that's what I'm saying. So the whole narrative is when we hire you, it's back to that dynamic 4 times. You have to be able to generate something that's going to increase the cost of you times 4. Okay. And absent that, we ain't hiring. They never hire people.
Okay, so
that's why we're going through the thing like right now. With Facebook is laying off 20,000 people and these people, because if it always has to be 100% business 101. We're not hiring unless we can make that money back.
We have to make the assumption that you're hiring a qualified person. See, because this is what white people used to do. When I used to go to an EOP office, and they used to say, "Man, you lucky." This white dude told me one time. He said, "Man, you lucky. All you do is walk into the EOP office, man. They just don't work that way, man. It's a very competitive." Yeah, because you're black. I said, no, it's a very competitive process, man. You know what I mean? They take the best of the best.
Remember, you're a quota hire.
Right? You know? Exactly. So I was like, no, it don't work like that, man. But see, that's the mentality that they have. It's like, oh, well, just because you're black, they just going to throw checks across the counter.
But that's what I'm saying is problematic with this conversation. The mentality, because you give someone a job, you helping them out, you support them. Like, no, that business has a need. They will never hire you unless they have a need. No. I didn't say you said it. I'm just saying, I'm still trying to break down this concept for anybody that hears it. This belief structure.
I think I get where you're coming from.
It's a great thing if they give you a job. It's a great thing.
I think I get where you're coming from now. So basically, nobody's being ostentatious. Just oh, you're a black woman. Let me just hire you just to be hired. I get you. But what I'm saying is, we are, it's good when black women get hired. They're able to take care of themselves and stuff like that.
Yes, that's a positive thing.
That's out of alignment.
And what they're doing is basically all they're doing is saying. Smart Business Sense says when we need workers, and every business needs workers, you hire from the populace. And the populace, if it includes black women, yes, you can go through and say, hey, I'm going to exclude black women and only hire white men. But eventually business economics say, well, if I'm only going to hire white men, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to only be able to do business with them. But in order for me to do business with the wider population, I must be. That's why people like all this diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm like, that's good business sense. Because the more diverse you can say that your business is, the wider diversity of a consumers you have. Right. But if I'm an all-white company, people start to notice it. Everybody ain't gonna fuck with you. So another company said, okay, you get over there and you be real restrictive, and I'm gonna make an issue out of diversity. They don't have any. I got plenty. So even if you might have a better service and product, people will sit there and spend their money where their values lie. And think about it, that's why people do shop black. My values lie with black people. So whatever service you can get from a black-owned business, as long as they're competent, that's where you're going to be most likely to want to go and spend your money. Okay. But if for whatever reason, I'm not going over there to this all-white fucking company that won't even hire nobody black and spend my money. No. So it's good business sense. That's businesses. It's just good business sense. I like it. I think it's a great thing. But he says that. He says this because I guess he wants to play I hire black women, so I'm supporting them, and the rest of you niggas so all the rest of us just try and get pussy. We don't care.
That's the next thing. That's the next thing.
It's crazy.
Right. So
it's such a dumbass argument.
Just because I'm but see, it just shows you how limited their vision is, right? They don't have the vision to see past their loins, right?
Yeah.
You either got to be getting money from you got to either be making money with them, or you got to be trying to lay down with them. So that's the only thing you could be getting out of black women, because that's all they're good for, right?
Yep.
You can't have a decent relationship with one and be like, man, this is my sister, I love her, man, I want to see the best for her. Go ahead, sis, do your thing, right? Can't even imagine, they can't even fathom that kind of thinking, right? Now, if you go into the white community, oh my gosh, it's a whole nother ball game, right? You can be, I remember my white teacher, and she tried to help me, and but black women, what they're good for? You know what I mean? Either, like he said, trying to make money with them, or you trying to lay down with them. Like those of us that's, go black women, go black women, go. Do your thing, girl. You know what I'm saying? As long as you doing it in the right way, do it. We out here trying to get laid, right? Two old dudes like us, man. We trying to get laid out here, right? So my point is, man, he laid this out really bad. He laid it out really bad. But his wife is definitely under his covering, whatever that means. But I don't believe so about a boss. You know what I mean? Because once a black woman gets her own job and is making her own money, she's under her own covering.
Yeah, so I'm saying, does that right? So by that logic, does that mean his wife is under the white man's covering? She's under his covering and the white man.
They under the Patriot. They under the Patreon's covering.
Right, but if she works for a white man, I guess she's under the white man's covering too.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
And not just yours, right?
I guess he's trying to get his daughter to be under the white man's covering, right?
Right, because if you just, like I said, I'm just going off of what he said. If they hire you, it's the white man. Y'all, and brothers, when you go to work, you think that white man who covering you under. You sit there and you tell Mr. Charlie, I want to thank you for putting me under your covering, Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie, thank you, Mr. Charlie. Thank you. Okay.
Wait a minute, Rico. He said he might be trying to sleep with you too. So hold on. When you go in there, put your hand on your belt. Put your hand on your belt. Make sure your belt is tight. All right, man. Hey, Rico. We're gonna listen to a little bit of Umar Johnson, but we're gonna open it up. This link is only for people that disagree with us.
No, I'm making for anybody.
For anybody? You ready to go? You ready to talk to anybody? Okay, we're gonna take everybody.
We're gonna have a gazillion disagreements.
Yeah, because we're only gonna be up here for about maybe another hour. That's it.
That's it.
Right,
I'm telling you. I got another 20 minutes.
20 minutes. All right. Well, then
for me, you keep it, but then still shut it down because you got some 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah. We're gonna read the Bible.
Yep.
For the rest of you heathens, I'm gonna figure out a way to get Rico over here. But the rest of you heathens too, right? All right, y'all. Let's look at a little bit about this is Umar Johnson talking about the brother that got arrested for domestic violence. He's saying it's a trumped up charge, but Umar is saying, hey man, this is what happens when you mess with white women.
For black women is if you have a black family with black woman that you say that you love. The only way you can say that you support that community is by first getting your own household in order and then being the man that you would want your daughter to marry or your son to become. We're not going to just keep letting people say whatever the fuck they want to say, and that's the end of the conversation. If you're not putting no money in nobody's pocket, if you're not actually helping.
Did he not just describe the real Charleston White?
100%.
He just described the real Charleston White. His buddy.
Play that part again. Roll back and play that part again just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Make sure I heard what I heard.
Just real quick. I'm going to stick by the black women even if the tables turn. The only way that you can say that you stick by black women is if you're married to one. Let me say that.
Is that a lie? Is that false?
That's false.
It's a lot of single brothers out here, and they do good work by black women.
Yeah. That's false. Go ahead.
That number one is false.
Only you are married to one. Love is an action word. Love is an action word. I don't know anybody that says that they listen. Either you married to one or you putting money in a pocket and employing them. You giving them a job. Either you're married to one or you putting in money in a pocket by giving them a job. That's the only way. The only way that you can say that you support Black women is if you're.
By that logic, is he supporting his daughter? Right? He's not. He's obviously not having sex with her, and he's not. She's too young to be hired by his company, right? Flawed logic. But see, now this is the reason why I'm doing this. Reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to show y'all when these people play these mental games with y'all got to be aware and awake and recognize what's going on and be able to interpret what's happening here. All right, y'all. Here we go.
Married to employing one, because in both instances, they're under your covering. You have control over what happens to them. And so I don't want to hear anything from anybody that says they do whatever it is that they do. No, you're operating based off of a transactional basis that allows for you to be able to get some browning points, some feel good, or some pussy from them. That is not supporting Black women. The only way that you can say that you support Black women is if you have a Black family with a Black woman that you say that you love. The only way.
So single brothers out here that's doing good work out here, I guess they ain't nothing, right? This dude, man. Oh man, dude. Man. You know what? I used to listen to Anton a little bit, but man, now looking at it, man, they're doing a closer look, man. Oh my God, man.
And what if you're a single son with no wife and no kids? You still can't support your mother. You can't support your sister.
Saying,
y'all ain't doing
nothing.
That's
what I'm saying, man.
That's what's crazy.
I mean, but these dudes don't think about what they're saying, man, before they say it, man.
You got single sons with sisters and mothers that I'm pretty sure that they love and they support endlessly, and they ain't sleeping with them and they ain't hiring them. So his whole ideology is dumb.
Done. All right, man, let's get to it, man, because I know you got to go
report into the boss.
The key is first getting your own household in order that you marry or you're to become. We're not going to just keep letting people say whatever the fuck they want to say, and that's the end of the conversation. If you're not putting no money in nobody's pocket, if you're not actually helping them, if you're not actually marrying them and then making them a part of the support system that we say is broken and that we're putting it back together, if you are not a reflection of the thing that you advocate for, I don't want to hear about what your support is.
He did not. But I'm gonna support you at $20,000 a month.
wait a minute. Hey, at least he's supporting Charleston White.
So Charleston White is under his covering.
Charleston White's under his covering, man.
You said he was a diva.
He is a diva. So I'm assume Rico. I'm going to assume he's not having sex with him. So
I can say, might be hitting them cheeks. He might be hitting them cheeks. Or giving them cheeks up.
I'm going to step out on that limb and say, I don't think Anton and Charleston are getting down like that. But
I'm not going to step out there with you.
Based on what Anton said, Charleston is definitely under his covering. Definitely.
And either he's clapping Charleston cheeks or Charleston clapping his cheeks because he ain't working. He ain't hiring them. I don't know.
Rico, he hired him. That's why he paid him the $10,000, $20,000 a month for. He hired him. They ain't clapping cheeks.
Shit, that might be what he hired them for.
I don't think. I'm 90% sure they're not clapping cheeks.
I don't know. All I can tell you is this. And the only reason why this is in the conversation is he brought it in the conversation. He brought in the conversation.
Go ahead, man.
That this is the only way you can be doing it, and the only reason why is you want some pussy. So I didn't bring it in. He brought it in.
Well, he said if you're not paying, the only reason why you would help him is you want some. So
Come on,
he gave
I'm
us
not
two,
arguing
he
with
gave
this
us two
fool and his
conditions.
logic.
Yeah, he gave us two
Ain't-
conditions. The first condition is you hired them, you put money in their pocket. Second
ain't
condition
dealing with this
is
fool. Finish this up.
the second condition is you just trying to get close enough to him so you can you know, pop that thing, right? So he obviously is paying him, according to Charleston, he's paying him a whole bunch of money, right? To the point where Charleston is telling other people, I get my nails done and I get me a foot rubbed, right? All right, here we go.
Form the HBCU into a paragon of athletics where the HBCU can benefit from all the money that PWIs benefit from. That hurt me. Very few black men saw the irresponsibility in what Deion Sanders did, which tells me most black men have no problem at all doing nothing to improve the greater good of black society. That's a shame. Because in a masculine building, date black women out of loyalty to the community, more black men, less and less loyalty to the black community, irrespective of whatever form that takes. Whether it's marrying a black woman, whether it's helping build a black system, as in the case of Deion Sanders, a lot of black men could care less.
So is Umar Johnson in one way or another saying that the majority of people that we have within our community are hypocrites? Is Umar Johnson basically speaking to exactly what it is that I just said and saying that the majority of people within the black community are hypocrites? I'm going to be reading super chats after this. I'm curious. Is he?
I think we got the message, Rico. I think we got the message. I think the doc goes on to say, you know, more things, but basically his basic position is that things like what happened to, I forgot that brother's name, man. The brother that got arrested out here for domestic violence, and now he's saying he didn't do it. Jonathan Majors. That brother, he said that you know, these type of things are going to happen to you if you are black and you're messing with higher tier white women. You're gonna this kind of stuff that's gonna happen, right? Now, I'm of the opinion. Now, I agree with Umar on a lot of things. Some things I don't. Some things I don't agree with him on. Like, for example, Deion Sanders taking a job that he took. I don't think that was a bad move for him. He could, if it's a lot more money, he could start foundations to help kids, right? Is he going to do it? I don't know. But with that extra money, he could do probably a lot more than he was doing as a coach down at Jackson State. So he might be able to do a lot more. His hands might be able to touch a lot more people if he's able to do that. But if he decides to do that, but he definitely will have the option, right? We on Lock said, yes, you're one of them, right? Yeah, you're right. And we on Lock, Anton is definitely a hypocrite, but you know, he doesn't want to see that, man. He don't want to see that. But I didn't want to make this about the doc, man. I wanted to make this about I just wanted to make this about how people flip stuff, man. How they flip it, and you know how we got to not go for the selective outrage argument, because the selective outrage is a flip, man. It's when one of us tell another person, hey, you are having selective outrage because you didn't say nothing about situation A, therefore you shouldn't say anything about situation B because you didn't say nothing about situation A. Yeah, but situation B is just as vile. And this is the one, I didn't see situation A. I did see situation B, and that's why I did that. That's why I said something about situation B. But the people say, well, they said, well, you have a selective outrage because you didn't say nothing about situation A. Hey, man, if I would have saw situation A, I would have said something about situation A. I didn't see that one, right? But this is the one I caught, right? It's like when a cop catch you driving speed, right? And you say, hey, everybody else is going that fast. But what did the cop say? But I caught you. I caught you. So we're going to deal with you, right? You the one that caught, right? It is what it is, man. Don't fall for the selective outrage argument. But hey, man, Rico, let's wrap this up. And let's give people about 5 more minutes. Anybody wants to come up? I think We Unlock was trying to come up, man, but I think his equipment was down. But,
yeah, because we know that that's a dumb argument to sit there and I just think it's just horrible how they're classifying it as selective outrage. Everybody does. I told you, every group has selective outrage. You're outraged about the issues or the comments that affect you and your community. And if it doesn't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? So by that token, it's a defense to say whether it's selective or not selective. That's just, you didn't even start hearing that nonsense till Chris Rock came up and said it. So I'm like,
Right.
This is not even something that we haven't been. And then the bigger thing is we've always had selective outrage. It's not new. We didn't do it this time. We've done it with every event that ever came out. When it hit our community unfairly, then we marched and we raised hell about it. But we wasn't doing it every day. Nobody does that. But again,
that's everything, man.
That's that mind trick to convince you
the deflection.
that you are wrong for being justifiably outraged.
Right.
You're justifiably outraged about something, and in order to get you to get off of the position, they throw those buzzwords. And again, remember how I told you, you're automatically on defense instead of being on offense. So now you can't be on offense no more because they got you playing defense. I'm like, don't play those games with them. Don't play them. So when they say selective outrage, I'd be like, yes, now we're going to go right back to this. Because it really doesn't matter with what they're calling it. It's the mind game to get you on defense so they can get away. It's that Jedi mind trick. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's nothing more than that, because if we've always been selectively outraged, and so has every other group. Every other group,
Rico,
when we've been going through a lot of problems, every other group wasn't upset about it. And when other groups was going through their issues, like, we wasn't outraged with all the Asian stuff. They wasn't outraged about all the black stuff. We wasn't outraged about all the alphabet group stuff. They wasn't outraged about all the Asian. Every group groups up for their issue. Everybody. The little hat people, the alphabet group people, the Asian people, the black people, everybody. So it's just crazy to sit there and say, like, you're telling us that we got to be outraged for everything, or we can't be outraged about the things that affect us.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Because nobody else does that. Nobody does.
No, nobody restricts themselves like that. Only the black community. And it's really being used.
The little hat people is waiting for anything anti-Semitic, they own it. If it ain't anti-Semitic, they fall back, because it's like, hey, they assume the offended group will deal with it, right? So when somebody says something anti-Semitic, you don't see us getting upset about it, because we know they're gonna take care of it, right?
Right. And
they have every right to.
Okay. We Unlock say you going coon hunting on Sunday. All right. What's up? Let's see what Reese Neal said. I could hold myself when I heard him tell a lady to SMD, and for her to take the whole low. Oh my God, a married man. I was like, what the F? Yeah, it gets pretty ugly over there on Fight Club, right? But hey, his wife is cool with that, Risa. His wife is cool with him floating in those spaces and being and see, me and Rico, we got enough bumps on his head to realize you keep playing with them sharks, eventually something's gonna happen to you, man. You keep playing, you do flying all over the place with Island Girl, and you with this girl by yourself, and you with that girl by yourself, getting enough drinks in you, man. Late enough night. I'm telling you, man, you gonna throw this whole thing away. On top of holding hands with Charleston White. On top of that, on top of holding hands with Pearly. On top of that, oh man, I see such a horrible ending for this situation, man. But I hope the brother learned something, man. I hope he watch our video, man, and learn something and get off of it, man. Because the road he's on, man, is it's a broken one, man. Broken one. Okay, let's okay, Rico, let's go now, man. Let's just do it now because I don't think anybody's coming up, and I got that Bible reading in a little while, so let's just go ahead and shut it down. Let's see, let's get some closing remarks, man. What do you think, man?
Yeah, well, like I said, good topic. I'm glad to see you bring it up and address it, and you did great work with your video earlier.
Thank you, brother.
I thought
Appreciate
that was hilarious, and
Thank you.
it's important. It needed to be talked about. It's talked about. You know, some people gonna like it, some ain't. Too bad. Can't help that. I don't think we said any. Well, I know we ain't said nothing wrong. So I'm not gonna let nobody come over here and tell us and to mind fuck me and to believe in that. Oh, you too hard on them. No, I think we're. I don't think.
Rico, let me ask you a question, man.
Yeah.
How can somebody come over here and say they don't want nobody telling them how to run their channel, and then they come in here and try to tell us how to run this channel?
I don't know. but I'm just saying is I think
you should just do one video and that'll be done with it.
the topics and the people that we take to task are things that need to be spoken about. And I don't think I've never seen you or me go out there looking for others to stand up for what we believe in. We know we small, we're gonna stay small, but right. So what? You know, we might be small in stature, but not small in courage, not small in morals and beliefs. And if it's more important for other people to be in spaces of favor for likes, views, clout, coin, whatever the case may be, God be it. But it's you know, a man of character and integrity just ain't gonna sit by too long and just watch shit get, you know, just be done foul and outlandish. So, you know, that's you're right, Annie. Not look, we just mean small and subs and whatever. But the bottom line is we're already giants in values and character, and that's what matters the most. Values and character, which is why I'm here. So ain't nobody picking on these guys. These guys are out there putting themselves out in the space to be critiqued and criticized. And I've heard them say some unbelievably vile things about people, you know, some very foul things. You know, like I told you, the stance that they took on Miss Angela White now, Black China, that was crazy. You can't forgive her who turned her life around to God, but you can forgive Charleston White out here doing the stuff that he's doing. You know, the hypocrisy is insane, and anybody that don't want to tell us not to see it, I see it, and I'm not going to keep ignoring it.
Well, see, Rico, they don't want to see if we say something, then they're gonna want to be. They don't want to have to be held to have to say something, right? They right, but they look at us like, hey, man, you know, you guys are making it hot for us.
No, I'm
because
not.
You guys are saying something.
No,
you saying something. Don't say nothing.
We're making it hot and we're not even making it hot because anybody that's called out, if just like Miss Ann, if you called out for something that you know that you done willfully wrong, you apologize from it, you change your behavior, and you move forward.
Yeah, that's okay. What you should do.
So again, none of these people that we're calling out, they're all free to change their behavior and their position. If they don't want to, they don't have to. But we can continue to call out the hypocrisy as we see it. And unfortunate, I will tell you, like I tell all the time, they are a target-rich environment. And you know what a target-rich environment is? You can keep calling out the fuckery because they keep fucking up.
Right.
So much. So it's like, it's almost like I'm tired of talking about y'all, but y'all won't stop giving me things to be justifiably outraged about.
Right.
Every day.
Right.
Nearly daily.
What can we do? We try and I don't want to talk about, I'm gonna just put it out there, man. I don't want to say another word about Charleston White.
Just clean the shit up.
Or Anton or Pearly or none of them. I really don't want to talk about none of them. The only thing that keeps me going is the fact that he just won't apologize to these little girls. He
And
just won't do it.
no, but beyond that.
By the way, Rico, I was in his chat yesterday.
I
was in his chat, and he was ignoring me.
Sure.
He ignored me. So I think he's watching some of these videos every now and then. He's probably catching a video or two.
But the worst thing is not only will they not apologize, for me is they keep doing more fucked up shit.
Well, I'm just holding you account to what you said. If you say I'm a Christian, if you say say character matters to me, and I show you, okay, you're working with somebody, their character is shaky, not even shaky, it's horrible at best.
Horrible.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna stick with what you said, or are you gonna make an exception for him? And obviously, you making an exception for him. Not only are you making an exception for him, according to him, you giving him $20,000 a month.
So at that point, you're not making an exception. You are supporting and encouraging that behavior. You are supporting and encouraging that behavior financially to the tune of $20,000 a month. I didn't see the video of him telling him to change his ways.
Says, right? Everything there is no, that you will never see that video, because what he should do, this is what he should do. This is what Anton should do. This is some advice for you, Anton. If you really want to know what you should do is stop all production with Charleston White and have a discussion with him on the side and say, look, brother, I need you to apologize to these girls before I can move forward. If you're really my friend, if you're really my friend, but see, he's not your friend. He's your friend because you give him $20,000 a month. Remove the $20,000 a month, and I guarantee you'll see the kind of friend you got. You don't have a friend. You think you got a friend because you're paying for your friend. You like that, like Richard Pryor in the movie called The Toy, right? They're paying Richard Pryor to be a toy for his son, right? No. But if you stop the money, then you ain't gonna be no more friendship. So you need to put them to the side and say, hey, brother, those little girls don't deserve what you did, and I got a daughter. And I would be totally upset. And I would understand with Math Hopper, if you said that about my daughter, whether you knew about her or not, I would be highly upset. So why don't you do this? Why don't you just apologize to him? Let's let it all go. But he's not going to do that. Now, he can do that behind the scenes, because he don't have to put him up front. He can do that behind the scenes. But he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Why? Because Charleston White gets likes and views. Now, Charleston, this is what you should do. You should take a look around, do a 360 look around yourself and say, yeah, you getting this little bit of money you getting. But what happens when the people like Anton go away? You're not going to get picked up by nobody else. You could be a bigger person. You could have a bigger career if you stop the nonsense. You stop, sit down, look around, say, man, damn, I'm throwing away millions of dollars because I want to be hooked on this hood culture thing. By the way, Rico, doesn't Anton say that black culture is trash? Hood culture is trash? But doesn't Charleston exude that he is the embodiment, right? He's the embodiment of hood culture. Man, so
100%.
100% going on, man, around here. I don't know how. I wish I could get him to talk to him, to ask him that question directly. Why, if you hate hood culture so bad, why do you support it at the tune of $20,000 a month?
That you got to make that make sense. You got to make that make sense. I think
we did a great job today, man. We did a great job today, Rico. This is a good one, man. We got in, we hit them hard, and we got out. We did real good. We're gonna practice on this, man. We're gonna practice on this. All right, brother. Let's get some final words, man. Let's get up out of here.
Great stream. We laid it all out. Those that want to hear have heard it, and those who don't won't. But nonetheless, we're gonna keep doing the Lord's work. We're gonna keep doing that good work
every day.
And I'll see you on the next one, sir.
Okay, brother. Peace. Thank you, brother, for stopping through. That's Brother Rico, y'all. I didn't expect Rico to come in today, man, but he came in. He came on through, man. Shout out to him. But okay, yeah, man. What y'all think? Selective Outrage? What y'all think, man? Are we gonna go for the okie doke? A lot of these people going for the okie doke, man. We gonna go for the okie doke, y'all? Can't go for the okie doke. By the way, those of y'all that's coming to Bible study, we switching up. I gotta switch up. We're gonna have to do Luke 19 another time. I have to do the Good Samaritan again. I have to do that one again. I have to do that one again. You know, I've seen so many different things, man, that I have to do the Good Samaritan again. And Luke 19, it might take a minute to break down. So I need to do the Good Samaritan. So I'll be switching that up on y'all. Okay? Just letting y'all know. All right. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, selective outrage. Clarence, are you upset with Anton? Are you upset with Charleston? Are you upset with Purdy? No. I don't have no issue with none of them. I really don't have no issue with them. You know, my issue is, you know, just tell the truth. That's all, man. That's all I want you to do is tell the truth. If you're going to start talking about slavery, that's a slippery slope. You better know what you're talking about, right? You can't walk into a classroom at MIT and know a little bit about differential calculus. You better know your stuff when you walk in there, right? Well, it's the same thing with black people, man. We're that classroom, man. You walk into, you better know what you're talking about. If you start talking about slavery, you better know what you're talking about. You better know what you're talking about. Better come correct. It's like walking into a room full of Jewish people, right? And then you start talking about the Holocaust. You better come correct. They are going to correct you very quickly. And I don't blame them. That's what they should do, right? Well, doggone it, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to correct you. I don't know. Luke 10, 25, 37. Maybe. Oh, is that the Good Samaritan? All right. We gonna do it. We gonna do it, Stinny. But yeah, we got to correct these people. And there's so many the Good Samaritan. Yeah, thank you, Sister Annie. Some of these people, man, you know, we have to correct them because they putting stuff out into the ether that needs to be checked. This stuff needs to be checked because if it's not, if the other side's not here, then black women, black children, black people, they start thinking that all black men are just okay with violence being threatened, and we never gonna check nothing. No, we gonna check it. Just Pearly Things was wrong. Slavery was that bad, and even worse, right? It was 1,000 times worse than Roots even portrayed. Roots made it look like it was a party compared to what it really was. Working till what they say, can't see morning to can't see night. They just, and to say, oh, just Pearly's she's not a racist because she had a whole bunch of people working for him. Hell, so did half the white people in the South. You know what I'm saying, during slavery. They had black people working for them too. Right? Right? Yeah. We just trying to, and you're right, Patricia. See, because ultimately, I don't have no hate for none of these people, man. I wish they would get on the, I wish they would not, I wish they would just not show our people how to be so just negligent and make our people think it's okay to be that way. It's not. In Jewish community, you got to be on point. You can't go in the Jewish community or be on a Jewish site and start talking about the Holocaust and say, "Oh, well, it wasn't that bad." You know, it was you know, saying it was a lot of it was embellished. Those camps was like hotel. Come on, man, stop. And Jewish, these little 5-year-old Jewish kids will correct you. Hey, hold on, wait a minute. That's how much ingrained their history is in them. That's why they don't let nobody teach their children. You know, very rarely will you see Jewish kids in public school. Very rarely, very rarely. Most of the time you see them in Jewish school. Why? Because they want them to learn about their history. Well, they want them to learn history. Let me say it like that. They want them to learn history, right? They want them to know what they want them to know. And the only way they're going to do that is if they teach them themselves, right? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? We gotta do better, y'all. We gotta do better, y'all. All right, y'all. We gonna get out of here because I gotta get ready, man. I gotta do the Good Samaritan, man. If you got nothing to, hey, man, if you got nothing to do and you feel like having a good time, come on over to the Bible study. I might change the time. I might move it up to about 4:00 my time, 4:30 my time. We get started and we just get started, man. We gotta move. We gotta move because there's some points I gotta hit in the Good Samaritan, man, that are kind of relating to some of the things I'm talking about today. So I'm gonna hit that. But yeah, man, selective outrage, that's nothing. So then he said, even if you have something to do, be here. Turn it on, just listen to it while you're washing the dishes, huh? Yeah, we gonna break it down. We gonna break it down, y'all. We always, y'all, I'm telling y'all, man, we always have a good time when we read these scriptures, man. We have fun. Sometimes we get a treat, even Bolo comes through. But at least usually it's me, Annie, and Vaughn. And you know, at least us three, we definitely gonna the three of us, man, we knuckleheads, we're gonna have a good time, man, you know, breaking it down, right? Well, Eddie's not a knucklehead, but the two of us, me and Vaughn, man. Sister Eddie, she always brings a peace to the storm, right? But y'all, man, we have a good time, man. We have a good time. We don't read them like the this, the though, the though, the thee, the though, the though, the though, the though. We put that street twang on it, right? We put that street twang on it. So come on out and listen to Brother Clarence, man. Put that street twang on it, and then you'll be like, oh man, oh, okay, now I see what's going on. Anyway, y'all. Selective outrage. Don't have no. Hey, if something bothers you, address it. Forget what these suckers saying about selective outrage. Well, you didn't say nothing about this, so you shouldn't say nothing about that. That is a, what do you call that? A switcheroo. That's a what they call a razzle dazzle, right? Don't go for it. Something bothers you, and you know in your heart, that's what hit me in my heart when I heard about these girls, and I said, man, nah, nobody would say that. Nobody, there's none of our people are that cold and vicious to say something about little girls like that. And then when I heard it myself, I said, wow. Then when I heard the double down, I said, wow. Then I heard the triple down, I said, wow. I said, man, I gotta say something. I gotta say something, man. This dude is out of control. And do I want his channel shut down? No. What I want is him to apologize to these girls. And I want him to not talk to girls no more. I mean, not talk to girls, not talk to children anymore. That's all I want. Okay, y'all, it's gonna be the first time. I don't need to do a rundown, man, because y'all know who was up here, Brother Rico, and we had a good time, man. We got in and got out. So shout out to everybody. We will see y'all later. I might move the time up. Probably gonna move the time up from for the Good Samaritan. So y'all make sure y'all be here, man, in peace. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Chat's where it's at. Strong performance from the chat. Strong performance from everybody on the panel. Everybody did a great job. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all in about an hour or so. Peace.